What's up, guys? This is Nash. We are going to be taking a look at the fastest route out of Lionhold and Samia's Hope as to kick off the series that I'm going to be starting talking about all things Ashes of Creation. I'm going to go through and break down several of the systems for you to make it a little easier to process. But enough of that, and you'll see more videos to come. But we're going to jump right into here. Right now, I'm going to create a character. I'm not going to spend a lot of time in here. Of course, you can always come back, play with this as much as you would like. But just for the interest of time, we're just going to run right through it and create a character, just the standard guy. We're going to hit play and connect to a server. Not going to see a lot of people. The servers are pretty empty. This is the last weekend of the phase 1 testing, getting ready to go into phase 2. Our December 20th fresh start. Now that we're in the server, though, let's go ahead and run through this. Since it's nice and empty, you're able to see this whole starting area. First thing you want to run to is Gatewatcher Bronson. We're going to click arrived and run right through the prompts. You can read all that if you would like. I typically don't. I just go ahead and get through it. Right here on the ground, you can see 2 spell books, a shield leaning up against this crate here, and over here is the bow. These are going to be your offhands. These are very important to grab before you leave this area. If you run out, there's nowhere else in the world to get them except for vendors that you have to pay for them, but right here you can get them for free. Right here against this barrel is the scepter. And then you have the one-hand long sword, and then the great sword, and another shield that you could pick up there if you would like. And then there is another bow over here, more shields. There's several weapons that you can see around here, but now that we got them, we're going to run out here. And we have a left and right option. Once we hit the Ruins of Ayla, hit I, bring that up. I'm going to go ahead and equip the spell book. And you can swap those weapons out for whatever class that you're playing, like a tank can use a 2-handed sword to make damage a little higher, but not so much. Shield. I'm going to run right through this goblin area. You can stop and kill these 3 goblins if you want. Most people try and stop and do them, but it's not a lot of experience points. It's better if you're trying to get out of the area, you just run right past them. And I'm going to keep on running down the hill towards Lionhold here. You can look up, get a really great shot of the 2 massive lions that are holding the bridge up there. And as we get to the edge of the cliff, I simply just jump off. You'll hit this bottom ledge and then hit again. As you can see, we took very little, almost no fall damage, and can keep on running into town. Once we get down to the main road, we are going to take a left. You can look back over our shoulder and see that's where we just came from, that big archway, and then the ledge right there we jumped off of. And then we're just going to run through town to the left, down towards the trades manager, Falson. He's right here in front of us. That says looking to learn a trade. So we're going to run right through his prompts. Instead of reading all that, I'm just going to tell you what he wants. He wants you to go grab the weathered oak, which is going to be right up here at the top of the hill. You just turn the corner around that building, jump up here, and you can see right here it says weathered oak. We're going to chop that down by hitting F. As you can see, there's several of the trees here, but at the launch of the game, it is going to be very hectic trying to get these. People will be competing for them, and then you can notice this tree here just says adult oak. This does not count for what you need. If you cut this down and trying to figure out why it's not working, that's why. This is just a regular oak tree, and just like this one. You can cut them down, that's perfectly fine, but it's just not what you need for the quest. Before we go back and talk to Falson, we're going to run up here to the processing, and we're going to run the wood through. We're going to turn it into a weathered oak timber. You can see here that we got the green check mark that we have it in our inventory, and we're going to start the job. Crafting for the starter crafts take about 15 seconds, so normal craft takes about a minute when you get out into the world and start trying to process other things. And it may also cost you some silver to do it. These happen to be free. Big thing here is you want to make sure you hit this claim button and send to inventory. If you don't do that, it will stay on the workbench if you walk away without clicking claim, and you'll end up back here at Falson, and he'll ask you where the material's at. You'll have to go back and pick it up. So make sure you hit claim, and we're going to run through those prompts. After that, he is going to want you to, he gives you some zinc, and he wants you to craft your pickaxe, which is your next tool. The corroded zinc fragments is what he gave you, and then the weathered oak timber we're going to use to make the pickaxe. Just click craft, and that will automatically go to your artisan tab. Anytime you make a tool in Ashes of Creation, it automatically goes to this tab. You cannot make tools for other people. If a person needs a tool, it is because they have leveled up to a point that they could use that tool, and they should be able to craft it for themselves. Right here, you can see the crude lumberjack axe and the crude mining pickaxe that we just got. You'll see the other tools populate here in just a minute when we get done with this quest. What we're going to do is we're going to go right back towards where we got the weathered oak and jump back up the hill here. And right here you see this retaining wall. We're going to jump up on top of it and just follow it around towards this warden here. And then right here to the side is the eroded granite that we need. So we're going to go ahead and mine these. You just need one. Same thing as the trees. There will be people trying to compete to get those. If they're not there, give it a second and they'll populate and you can get one then. All right, and right back down the hill towards Falson. Before we talk to him, we are going to need to process the granite that we just picked up into this shoddy granite ashlar block. So we're going to start the job, same thing, about 15 seconds for this process. So we wait for this to tick down. And we're going to hit claim and send it to our inventory. Now that it's in our inventory, we can talk to Falson before we get into this last part of the quest. He would now like us to go across and get some snowdrop. You can see right across the creek here is snowdrop bundles. Walk up to it and hit F, and then it'll start cutting with a scythe. And then, of course, you can see those bundles back there. And same with the trees and the granite. There will be people competing for these. If you don't see them in the world, just give it a minute and they will come back. I'm going to jump over the creek and run back towards Falson. Talk to him. Oh, I'm sorry. We are not going to talk to Falson yet. We are going to run up the hill towards the alchemy bench. We need to turn the snowdrop that we just picked up into powder. As many times as I've done this, I still make mistakes. You will too. It's not a big deal. Go ahead and get this crafting done. And we'll hit claim and send to inventory. Now we can go back and talk to Falson. Jump down here. And give him what he needs. He's going to give us the bundled snowdrop powder. And he is telling us we need to take that to a trades manager out in the world. So we'll do that in just a moment. But before we do, we're going to go get our first mount. We're headed towards the stables here in Lionhold. That's going to be this gate right here to the right. So we'll run up here. Go through the gate, and right here to the left is going to be our stable manager. We'll run through that prompt and back out. You can hit I and bring up your inventory. Your horse is going to be there. You can click on the horse and drag it down to the hotbar area. I typically leave mine right here. And I'll go ahead and click and call the horse out. It will spawn. You can go ahead and jump on top. And I personally hate that this dash button is right here on the horse. So what I do is I unlock the toolbars, and then you can either drag that over and get it out of the way to the right, or what I do is actually drag it down and put it right on the hotbar. Pardon me. Now that it's on the hotbar, I would set a keybind to my personal mouse so I can click from my mouse to make it sprint constantly. That way I'm not clicking on it on the screen. I'm not going to go through that process right now. But now that we have the horse, we're going to run out and go drop this off at the trade manager. You can go either south or north. It's a little more dangerous to go out the north way. But through the south way, you'll see that there's really not any mobs that are going to kill you. We're go ahead and turn the corner here. While you're running, you can either hold down W or you can use number lock to auto run. And then that way you can use one hand to navigate through the world. Take in the beautiful world of Vera. I'm very happy with the way the starting area looks. The detail here is really good. I've heard a lot of people complain that they think it looks like an older game, but I really appreciate the world for what it is right now. You can see the highwaymen over there to the left. You can come back once you level up, and that's a great area to start grinding. Over here on this side of the map, there's also some lower level goblins up here across the river on the road on the other side. Also a great place to start farming. But where we're headed right now, it's a little bit of a ride. You can see right here the leatherworking station up here on the mini map, and that too is where we're actually trying to get to. This is going to be the trades manager where we turn in the last part of the sweat of your brow quest. So as soon as we can get there, great. It's just a little longer of a ride. As you can see, all these nodes that are popped up in the world, great time to stop and collect those, especially if you see some of the rare stuff like I just seen there is that zinc. Also, the western larch trees are really important for some of your tools. So if you see those, it's not a bad thing to stop and pick them up. But we want to get away from Lionhold as fast as possible, so we're going to keep on going. We're going to jump off the horse here by hitting F and talk to the trade rep and deliver the snowdrop bundle and say farewell. He's going to give us a quest to complete, and that is going to level us up to about 70% into level 2. From this spot, you can really do whatever you would like, but I typically either go back south and start farming the highwaymen, or I continue on around to the north side of Lionhold and basically make this big circle to get back to the goblin area. They're a little easier to kill than the highwaymen at this low level. I can show you how to get around there to that. There are some ravens that are a little higher level in this area at times, and they are not fun to deal with. They hit very hard, so it may not be the best idea to come this way when you're this low of a level. But if you hug the wall, typically you can avoid the aggro. And if you do pick up one, it's easier to save this boost so you can get away from them a little bit. As you can see, there's one up there. And it looks like you should be able to go to the right there. And I've had mixed success, but there are some skeletons at the top that are red at times, and they will kill you very easily. I wouldn't do that. If you see a mob with this orange tag, they're not so hard to kill. Probably should still have a group. But if they have a red name, they will kill you very easily. I would avoid them. So just keep that in mind when you're running through here. Every now and then you'll see some red mobs. All right, and now we're back in the ruins of Ayla. But this is actually the north side of Lionhold, this gate down here. But what we came here for is also the Ember Spring that we need to attune to, which is right here. And hop off the horse, hit F, and accept. That way you do not die and respawn at the starting area. And then what I would typically do if I was going to continue to level this character is right up here, jump in a group with guild or party members and start farming these goblins until we could get out of this area, probably around level 4 or 5, and get out in the world over near the Church of Seven Stars and really get away from Lionhold. Like I said, the quicker you can do that, the better for everyone. If you're looking for a new guild for the December 20th launch, Unhinged is recruiting. I'm the guild leader. We have kind of an interesting setup where we're guided by a council, and I oversee the council. But if you want to know more, I'm not going to bore you with that right in this second. You can find us at discord.gg/unhinged, and I'll leave that link below. And you can also find us on our website at unhinged.gg. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you got any questions, drop them in the comments below. If there is a topic that you would like me to cover for you, I'd be happy to do so. As we continue to make this series, I'm really looking forward to creating content for Ashes going forward. Again, my name's Nash, and I hope you have a great day. We'll see you.